You know, in a world that's changing faster than we can keep up, there's one question that really stands out. Is the way we teach actually keeping up? Today, we're going to dive into why we urgently need to rethink the classroom for a whole new generation of learners.
Okay, just look at this for a second. Seriously. I mean, in the span of a single generation, we went from floppy disks to the cloud, from payphones to having a literal supercomputer in our pocket. The technological leap is it's wild.
And that really brings us to the core question here, doesn't it? Our world is practically unrecognizable from what it was just a few decades ago. But has the basic, fundamental way we teach our kids actually changed with it? To even begin to answer that, first we have to get our heads around who we're actually teaching. Because today's students, they aren't just younger versions of us. They are a fundamentally new kind of learner. You know, it's so easy to label them with things like short attention span, but what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if what we call distraction is actually a highly evolved, super efficient filter for information? I mean, they grew up in an ocean of content. They don't lack focus. They just have a very low tolerance for stuff that isn't engaging.
And get this number, 7.5. That's the average number of hours a teenager spends looking at a screen every single day. And look, this isn't a judgment, not at all. It's just a fundamental reality. It's the environment that has literally shaped how their brains are wired to take in the world.
So what does that all mean? Well, it creates a very specific kind of learner. They are incredibly visual. They can sniff out inauthenticity a mile away. They expect to find information instantly, and forget just listening. They learn by doing. And collaboration? That's not some special activity for them. It's their factory setting.
Okay, so if that's who our students are, it becomes crystal clear why the old methods are just breaking down. Let's dig into the limits of what's often called the factory model of education. And let's be fair, this system was an absolutely brilliant innovation for the 19th century. Its job was to churn out a compliant workforce that had a standardized set of knowledge. You can picture it, right? The rows of desks, the memorization drills, the bells telling you when to switch tasks. And this right here, this is the absolute heart of the problem. The entire goal of education has flipped on its head. It used to be about information recall, memorizing the what. But in a world where you can Google literally anything in seconds, the focus has to shift to applying skills, to understanding the why and the how. And hey, the data speaks for itself. Look at these engagement levels. Passive stuff like lectures, you're lucky if you get 20% engagement. But the second you shift to active, hands-on, project-based work, boom, engagement goes through the roof. The old model just wasn't built for the way these brains work. This quote, wow, it just perfectly nails the dilemma, doesn't it? How can a system built on memorizing a fixed set of known facts possibly prepare anyone for a future that is, by its very definition, completely unknown? Well, the simple answer is, it can't.
Okay, so if we spent a lot of time on the problem, let's pivot to the solution. What does the new playbook actually look like? Well, it's built on a completely new set of rules for learning.
And it really all boils down to these three massive pillars. And these aren't just, nice-to-have ideas. They are the essential, non-negotiable strategies that directly answer the needs of the digital native.
So the first rule is a big one. Learning is not a solo sport anymore. It's a team effort. This means getting kids to solve complex problems together, to teach and learn from each other, and to treat communication itself as a core skill, just like the real world.
Okay, rule number 2. We have got to stop fighting with technology. Seriously. Instead of seeing phones and tablets as a distraction, we need to harness them for what they are. Incredibly powerful tools for creation, for research, for connecting with ideas and people all over the world. And this brings us to the third huge shift. That old assembly line approach where every single student learns the exact same thing at the exact same pace, it's a relic. Modern teaching has to be about adapting to each individual learner, letting them forge their own unique path to understanding and mastery.
So let's pull all these threads together. Let's talk about the big picture. Why does this massive shift in teaching matter so much? And not just for students and teachers, but really for all of us.
There's this classic saying that just sums up the whole transformation perfectly. The teacher is no longer the sage on the stage, the one person at the front of the room who has all the knowledge. Now their role is to be the guide on the side, the expert facilitator who helps students navigate the world of information and build their own understanding.
I absolutely love this quote. The old system was about teaching students how to hack their way through a known jungle of facts. But the new model, it's about something so much more powerful and creative.
It's about irrigating deserts, helping brand new ideas, skills, and solutions grow in places where there was nothing before.
So I'll leave you with one final question to really chew on. What's the one thing you truly wish you had learned in school? Think about it. Was it some fact or a formula? Or was it a skill? Like how to really collaborate with a team, how to tackle a messy real-world problem, or maybe just how to keep learning on your own for the rest of your life? I think the answer to that question tells us exactly why this all matters so much.